earth does a girl grew up in a little village in Leeds, not only come to Dubai, but finds a yacht company?
I never wanted to come to Dubai. Here we are, 8 years later? And I'm still here. I was given that opportunity with one boat. There's 300 on the fleet currently now.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to start out?
I kept my steady income for 6 months. It was slowly building a business whilst working full time.
You've worked with some absolutely huge brands.
Ralph Lauren Glenfiddich, African and Eastern. I once actually lived on a boat. So imagine you're in the middle of the sea and there's nothing around, you're just on a boat. I went up the Gold Coast, went to the Philippines, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Macau. Probably one of the best experiences of my life.
Hello and welcome to BetTalks, powered to you by 0x Processing. We're joined here today by a very special guest. She's born and bred in Leeds, founder of YachtDoYouWant, and an entrepreneur. Welcome, Carmen Fearnley.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm very excited to be here today.
Oh, good. Tell me, how on earth does a girl grow up in a little village in Leeds, not only come to Dubai, but finds a yacht company?
To be honest, I never wanted to come to Dubai. I'm going to put it out there, I said it. I wanted to go to Australia and I got offered a job in Dubai and sort of thought, okay, I'm halfway there. Here we are, eight years later, and I'm still here. You sort of, when you get here, you realise that you actually love it. Like,
it's like me. I think everyone always says like, oh, I'm only going to go on holiday. Or like me, I said, I'm going to come for 2 years. I'm going to save up my money and I'm going to go home. 6 years later, still here.
It sucks you in. It's like a little bubble that you just can't quite, get out of.
But you travel a lot, right? So anyone who doesn't know Carmen is in Ibiza. She's in Switzerland. Like, how do you manage that?
No, I do. I think I love traveling. Like, Dubai is incredible. It's a huge place to build something and there's a lot of motivation all the time. Like, you feel inspired when you come here. You feel, oh, I was doing well there, but now I really need to do better. But I do like to get out a little bit and keep, my roots and make sure that I don't get too trapped in the bubble of Dubai. So traveling, 100% love it.
That's good. And how do you manage traveling with running a business? Because does it give you the flexibility, or is it like I have to be in Dubai, or like how do you manage that?
Yeah, I think I set up the company in a way to make sure that I could travel when I wanted to. I think 2 months ago I was on the ski slopes and I'm on the phone like, yeah, like running the business. All my friends are skiing. I'm flying down the slopes going, yeah, just go here, just do that. So, it's not always the easiest thing to manage, or the same in Ibiza, It can be a little bit difficult, but it's something that I've found extremely important to be able to run the business online. So I've always made a way to do so.
Yeah, and you are very good at relationship building, and obviously you've seen within your business, you have been able to now take that over to Ibiza. You charter yachts there as well.
Yeah, I'm looking to expand to Ibiza, especially this summer. I just love the place. Like, I think there's a huge potential to bring the same model in Dubai to Spain and focus a little bit more on the European market when the summer comes in Dubai, because the business goes down a lot then.
Right, okay. And how do you forecast for things like that? Because a lot of people, I say this just because a lot of people who are wanting to start out and build their own business, there is also not a scarcity mindset, but it's a bit of a worry sometimes that I don't know what money's going to be coming in. Like, how do I,
Yeah, I think that is one of the challenges is throughout the year in Dubai, I have to make sure that, I earn enough to be able to not earn in the summer months. So it is something that I do worry about. But then I look back on the business, for 4 or 5 years, and I can see that on average, everything's good. So, sort of give myself the freedom to do so.
Yeah, must be nice. How did it all start?
How did it all start? How did it all start? Essentially, an owner asked me to manage his boat for him. Mm-hmm. You know, we were very good friends, and he said, Carmen, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to, here's the boat, take it, make a business out of it. So I was given that opportunity with one boat, and then it turned into, I think there's 300 on the fleet currently now. All started from there.
You're playing it down slightly. I know for a fact on the weekends you were like on the port, walking to boats.
Yeah. It started as more of a hobby that I then turned into a business. So I sort of made up the name in like 2 minutes thinking, oh, what should I call it?
Funny.
Yeah, very funny. I didn't put too much thought into it. I was just like, oh, let's run with this idea. Like, people are asking me for yachts. Like, let's see what I can do here. Then it started going and going, and I was still in the full-time role. I think it took me about 6 months to make the full-time switch from, you know, having a steady income and being on a full-time salary with a visa and medical insurance, everything that is safe, to jump into my own business. That was the starting point. I just learned as I went along. Like, I just sort of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just began.
Yeah, it just happened. What advice would you give to someone wanting to start out, whether that's in the yacht industry or just having their own freedom?
I think I said this on the last podcast. My advice would be to don't make the jump too soon. Some people have these ideas and, you know, and you look at it, oh, wow, it can be amazing, but test it out a little bit first. Like, I kept my steady income for 6 months and I did both. So it was slowly building a business whilst working full time. You know, I was working round the clock. You saw me, like, running around.
Amber, just 1 second. Yeah, so no, one second.
I'm so rude, honestly. So, yeah, I think it was have this steady income, slowly build, and then when you truly feel ready to make that jump, there's a lot of costs involved. Like, I was terrified. My salary was spent on the trade license and the company and the visa and the medical insurance. Everything was just put, bam, let's go with this business full time. So that was scary. I think I was 25 years old. Like,
and how old are you now?
Don't want to say.
Young.
Not 30.
Okay. That's a big leap to take at 25 though.
Yeah.
And through your yacht business, you've been able to see some incredible places.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
I have. I once actually lived on a boat for a year, on and off.
Saw some indigenous tribes.
I saw some incredible things. I was on a San Lorenzo 50 metre. There was a helicopter on board, so it was like full. Everything was always moving and going, and it was a explorer vessel. Travelled from New Zealand to Australia. We crossed at sea. So imagine you're in the middle of the sea and there's nothing around. You're just on a boat. I was always asking questions like, what can happen now? But
baby shark.
Yeah, we went to Sydney. We went up the Gold Coast. Went to the Philippines, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Macau, all on board. That was like probably one of the best experiences of my life.
How was Macau? Did you get off in Macau?
Yeah, we got off in Macau. It was really cold. It's like a sort of cold Las Vegas, a lot quieter, less glamorous. Interesting to see.
Yeah.
It was like a ghost town. I was expecting Vegas.
Yeah, because obviously we talk a lot about gaming here.
Yeah.
Did you go to a casino when you were in Macau?
I did.
Okay. Tell me about that.
I was in Vegas literally the year before. Mm. So the difference with Macau and Vegas, it was still fresh in my mind. And it was, wasn't the glamour of Vegas. Vegas is very like, you're there more for the experience, I think, when you're gambling. Macau, it was like people on the computers gambling like this. It was more robotic. It wasn't as much of an experience.
Is it less tourists, more locals, or?
It felt not as many tourists at all. Like it was a little bit of a ghost town when I was there.
Interesting, because obviously we've got the casino, first land-based casino coming to Ras Al Khaimah.
Yes.
So how do you think that's going to affect your yacht business? Because, you know, Vegas last year, I think, don't quote me on this, I think it was around 42 million. We, in the UAE, only had 17. So we're expecting way more footfall to come now once the casino is launched in 2027.
I mean, great, more tourists in Dubai or Ras Al Khaimah. It's going to be great for me, for sure. I think the casino will attract more tourists, which obviously Dubai heavily depends upon. I think it will attract interesting characters that maybe haven't visited Dubai before and now are more inclined to come. Mm-hmm. So it will sort of showcase, especially maybe the States that are always going to Vegas to do this thing. Maybe Dubai is their next destination for gambling. So I think it will definitely be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, for sure. And with, obviously you do different charters, just going back to YachtDoYouWant, you don't just do Dubai. Do you, like, if they're staying in Ras Al Khaimah, could a boat go there? Or is, I mean, the short line, obviously not.
Yeah, I mean, there is a marina in Ras Al Khaimah. I think, you know, it can be once the hotels and it actually gets into full flow, for sure. There'll even be marinas built for this sort of purpose. So 100% I'd be on board with doing the yachts in Ras Al Khaimah. I think even Saudi, when they open, they're going to start maybe competing with the tourism of Dubai, which is something to look out for in the next 5 to 10 years. But I think the whole region is going to attract more people. And yeah, I'd love to be involved with all of it.
Yeah. With, you know, we were saying like attract more people. We've both seen a change of how Dubai was when we first came to now. I mean, Ramadan, for example, there used to be black curtains, boards up, you couldn't eat and drink on the street. It's a lot more relaxed now.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on how it's changed? Some places for the better, worse?
I think it has improved.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's growing. I think people are seeing the benefits of living in Dubai. I think the UK is becoming tougher to live in.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of think when you're in England, like, what's the point? The weather, the taxes, that, you know, everything is just, if you're going to make the move, Dubai is a brilliant place to do so. It's sunny all year round. If you're employed, you're on zero tax. Me as a business, I do pay 9% corporate tax. But yeah, I think it's definitely growing, attracting a lot more of the world. I mean, you see the amount of construction going up all the time. It's like they're preparing for even more and more people.
Yeah, it's a little bit mad. I mean, there are obviously some places like J1, really upmarket now. I don't know if you've been there recently. Used to be La Mer.
Yeah.
They've completely got rid of all that now. It's like
mini
Fuji beach clubs. Yeah, it's so nice. And then obviously West Palm Beach now is probably, I mean, Rick always says it's like the Magaluf of Dubai. You kind of like, it's nice to go like maybe once every 6 months to be like, yeah, okay, this is why I don't come here. But obviously tourists coming and stuff, it's fun to be around.
See, I like West Beach.
Yeah,
I was there a couple of days ago with my friend.
You went to B Beach, didn't
you? Yeah. I quite like it. Nothing wrong with Magaluf.
Remember, she's from Leeds, guys, come on. And, you know, being from Leeds, like you literally, your house at home is pure countryside, like peaceful, quiet. How did you find that transition coming over to Dubai compared to home?
I think it wasn't so scary because I didn't think I was coming for a long time. Yeah. Like, it's a 7-hour flight, 3 or 4 hour time difference. I was a bit fearless with it. Like, okay, you know, hop on the plane if I don't like it, sort of thing. So the transition wasn't so difficult. And to be honest, I have spent a lot of time going home. Like, I do love it in Leeds. Like, I know where I've come from. My family are there, my friends, all my school friends are, you know, I'm very much still in touch with. When I get free time, I do try to go there. I think it's funny, like, people move to Dubai to make money and then spend that money to go home. But no, the transition, not so difficult, to be honest with you. I miss the wholesomeness, the people, the small talk in the little pubs, you know, like the country.
Like walking past someone like, hi. Like, recently, when I went to Leeds for a wedding, and came to see you, obviously, and everyone speaks to everyone. I mean, I live in Cheshire, and it's still like kind of similar, but people from Yorkshire are just something else, aren't they?
Brilliant.
All right, love, how's it going?
All right, you want a cup of tea?
I'm like, oh, hello. Yeah, we made friends, loads of friends in that pub that night, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we went to Ilkley.
Yeah.
What a place.
Love it. Literally love it.
0x processing are focused mainly on two things: acceptance rate and security, achieving an unprecedented level by combining proprietary blockchain infrastructure with broad account security measures. 0x processing, crypto payments for your business.
Yeah, I guess with like obviously moving from Leeds and stuff, have you purchased property yet?
Not yet. It's actually on my whiteboard. You helped me with this.
Carmen has a huge whiteboard, and literally she has this list that she has to tick off, but, you know, at least it's organised.
I think, right, honestly, everyone needs a whiteboard in their life. No, it's a great thing, because when everything is in your head and you're overwhelmed, you write it down, you map it all out, and then one by one you can just wipe it off and it's done, it's gone. It's like, I don't know, for me, someone actually taught me to do that. So I think anyone that has a business, struggles with a lot of things all the time, get a whiteboard, write it all down, wipe it off.
There you go, Carmen Fearnley's top tips. We'll talk a bit about, like, obviously AI, maybe crypto. How do you see AI coming into the yacht industry? Do you see it benefiting it? Would it come in at all? Or is it more of like a personal relationship building with owners and you can't really see it happening?
I think AI, you know, it's here. We can't really avoid it. Everyone should sort of embrace new technology, because once it's there, there's not really any going back from it. For me, I don't use it. My business is very personal. I like to deal with people directly and be involved. It could speed up a lot of the processes involved with, you know, it's working out the client's request and what they want to do. But I like to do it. So personally, I think it could help the industry as a whole, but not for me.
I mean, I'm just like picturing it in my head. I guess you could have like an AI bot, but a lot of people want to talk to a person, not to AI. How would you expand your business? Because you are the business.
Yeah. I can, like, I know the next steps to scale if I wanted to. I mean, and people often ask me this, why don't you go bigger? Why don't you scale? And I'm like, I think to be successful is to be happy. And I'm quite happy where I am. I like to, I don't want to, I want to enjoy my life before I'm, you know, I don't want to be retired and then enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my life now as I go along. And I think scaling would require a lot more of my time.
Yeah.
And I like to be quite free.
Yeah. I mean, YachtDoYouWant, it isn't a small business.
Yeah.
You know, we're being quite humble here, Carmen. You know, you've worked with some absolutely huge brands. For example, Ralph Lauren. Name me some.
Ralph Lauren, Glenfiddich, African and Eastern, they did a huge charter. I do like working with the big brands. I think Ralph Lauren have done maybe 2 months with us in total.
Yeah, they did a huge charter, right? Was it for the F1?
Yeah, over the Formula One. So with them, it was amazing to see something come together. It was for marketing purposes, and the campaign was seen worldwide, and I was a part of that, which I am very proud of. They, you know, it wasn't just, let's go on the boat for the day. It was, let's make something happen here. And they refit the entire boat. They redesigned everything. They had shoots every single day, drone shoots. It was a massive, massive thing. I really enjoy that side of things, the corporate side and the marketing side.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing more like family orientated trips or parties or, you know, celebrations, but I do love working with brands.
Yeah, I think obviously it's a testament to yourself because yes, your brand's you, but it just shows what your team can actually do.
Yeah.
Working with such huge brands.
Yeah.
Literally when you told me, I was like, sorry, what? But like incredible. F1 weekend, busiest weekend of the year.
Yeah.
How do you manage the stress of all that?
That was my favourite weekend of the year, despite the stress. I was actually on board the whole time for the F1. And I don't know, I think when everything's going so fast-paced, you just step up and you go fast-paced as well. And
you thrive in stress.
Yeah.
Like you like obviously I came to F1, like bumped into you and you were just fizzing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you go girl.
See you later, Amber. But no, yeah, as you say, like I do work better under a lot of pressure. So how do I cope? I enjoy it.
I just do it. You almost go into like automatic mode and like it's muscle memory at this point, I guess.
Yeah. I think I'm so used to it now, like knowing what to do next sort of thing that I like it.
Yeah. No, honestly, like what you've achieved is amazing. What's on the cards for Yacht Do You Want? Which brands could you see yourself working with?
I think maybe brands should consider the way that Ralph Lauren did their campaign. It was amazing. It's different. It's on a boat. It's at sea. It's something no one's really done before. Glenfiddich, African and Eastern, they did a similar thing, but they didn't do a massive shoot. They just had their VIP clients on board to try the brand itself.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's such an incredible experience to be on a yacht and to invite your clients or customers on board and to showcase your products or services in another way. So yeah, I think, yeah.
Which brands would you work, like, if there's a brand out there, sorry, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but like, if there's a brand out there that Carmen Fearnley, Yacht Do You Want, really wants to work with, who is it?
Who is it? Can I say, like, Drake's brand so I can meet him?
Yeah. Right. Carmen's obsessed with Drake. Like, honestly, every time I get in a car, sorry, Drake, not a huge fan, not gonna lie, but I know, shocking. Every time I get in Carmen's car, it's Drake. Please, can you put something else on, please? What is Drake's brand?
Steak.
Steak as in steak.
Oh, he has that, but OVO, EXO.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research. Sorry, Drake. That would be cool though, if you could do that. Would you not ever reach out to brands? So far, correct me if I'm wrong, they've reached out to you, right? They want to work with you. They've seen what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really reach out to people, to be honest with you. I should do. But I just sort of, you know, if people want to work with me, here I am. I'm not really like a pushy seller.
Yeah.
It's not really my style. I'm quite chilled. I'm laid back. Like, I don't want to be that person. Hi, would you like to work with me? I'm here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I didn't even know it was Ralph Lauren when we went to do the boat viewing. They told me what they want and knew in that instant, this is the boat for you.
Yeah.
We viewed 5 different boats, went with the one that I thought they would. And then they told me who they were. So that was like a shock. But I personally am not a huge person to reach out to people.
Okay. Interesting. Like, just think about it, like if you did, what brands you could. Don't worry, I'll push Carmen to get in contact with Drake, no problem. crypto wise, you know, Bitcoin's just dropped. You have invested a little bit into Bitcoin. I'm a novice completely. Like, you dabble in it a bit.
Yeah.
We're not experts.
No, I am. Yeah. I first got into crypto in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 10 years late to the show, but got in. My friend was here from LA, and he was, he put $10,000 into SafeMoon, like a meme coin, and it made 100,000. I mimicked it. I put my $1,000 and made 10,000, and I was like, wow, what is this crypto thing? And that's when I really started focusing on it. I remember XRP at the time flew and dropped, and even recently it's done the same thing. With crypto, I'm not a day trader.
Yeah.
I don't really check it. I am invested into it, but it's only what I'm okay to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's extremely volatile. It's sort of like some form of an educated gamble, but no one really knows. Like, you can watch as many videos as you want. You can monitor the market. You can predict this, but no one can control what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So I think there's tons of money to be made in it, for sure. But for me, it's I'm a little bit risk adverse, I'd say.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because I'm kind of the same. It's funny because we host this, but I'm more of like Rick knows a lot about crypto, whereas I'm still very much learning. But it's interesting, obviously, to get people's different aspects. You're a female entrepreneur.
I am.
You are. How do you find that? Because a lot of the yacht owners, again, correct me if I'm wrong, male? No?
Yeah.
Do you find it difficult being a female entrepreneur in the yachting industry?
Not really. I actually think it makes me stand out a little bit. I am female. I'm probably, I might be wrong, but I think I'm one of the only females in Dubai doing this. So I have maybe a softer approach, especially with the clients, a little bit more attention to detail, extremely organised. So I think I don't find it difficult at all. Like, I have been asked this, and if anything, yeah, it just makes me stand out a little bit.
That's good. And I only ask that because sometimes it's quite hard being a female in a male-orientated industry to be taken seriously, but I guess your numbers and your clients kind of speak for themselves anyway.
I like it. Like, me as a person, I do get on very well with males.
Yeah.
I work better with them. I prefer, like my friends, I've got quite a lot of guys who are friends. The energy is more chilled for me.
Yeah.
What you see, like, they are direct.
Yeah,
And I
what you
like
see
the
is what you get.
directness.
Yeah.
Like, even I'm a little bit too direct at times. We know this. But I guess working with a lot of males has made me sort of step up and be a little bit stronger, a little bit maybe feistier than like, someone else. Like,
Yeah.
but I enjoy it.
And who would you say is probably like your biggest influence?
Influence. I would say my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say my dad.
Big up Mr. Fearnley.
Big up Mr. Fearnley. He came from nothing, council estate in Leeds. He has maybe a similar form of business in Leeds with cars.
Okay.
Built it all from scratch himself. I think upbringing is extremely important, and he's always taught me the value of money. He has been able to help me learn how to grow. I think it's important not to spoil kids, even if you do have the ability to do so, because it doesn't help them in the long run. So he's brought me up well. He's taught me a lot. And yeah, since I moved here, no financial support at all from my parents, even though they can. And I think that made me, step up a little bit more and work a little bit harder. I remember crying, going, please. And he's like, no, you need to learn the value of money. I was 22. I came here with literally next to nothing, and I sort of followed his path. So he would be my inspiration.
Speechless. Like, no, because I'm obviously Carmen's like one of my best friends, so I know you very well, and it's just like your journey, like when you first came to Dubai, like you're a hustler in a good way. Like you've always worked. You've like, if you weren't being a hostess at, was it Mahiki you worked at? You're obviously you always are doing something.
Yeah.
Like you're probably one that always like drains it into me, like different forms of income. You have to be doing other things, which I think is obviously a very good mindset to have, and it's obviously what your dad's drilled into you.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. He's always been a little hustler.
So what do you think sets you apart from other yacht businesses? Because, you know, you come to Dubai, like there is a lot. Like how can someone come here and be like, YachtDoYouWant, they're getting me my yacht?
I think what sets me apart, it's the experience. Like that's something that you can't buy. It's, you know, if someone gives me a budget, I know within like 2 minutes, put here. Like, and that's based on 5 years of learning that. That's, you know, anyone can list brochures and send pictures. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know the boats inside out. I know which crew are amazing. I know what fits the client's budget. It's like second nature. It's like driving. Yep, this. And that sets me apart. Also the fact that maybe English is my first language. A lot of my clients are British. The communication's easy. I'm quite easygoing and flexible. A lot of repeat customers as well. So they do come back to me. And a lot of clients end up becoming friends. Like last week I was on board with Callum, CEO of White & Co. The real estate company, they're amazing. We had a great day out.
A huge yacht, actually. For anyone that doesn't follow YachtDoYouWant on social media, Carmen's always putting stories on there. But it was huge, the boat. How many guests did they have on that?
It was 500 capacity boat, so it was like 220 foot. Massive. And it was even amazing for me to see how Callum has grown, like with his company.
He's done so well.
He's done amazing. And, you know, over the years, as he's booked the yachts year by year, his staff are growing and his company's growing. And I love that as well. I think everyone in Dubai is quite supportive of each other and they want people to grow. It's not, you know, like, it's a very, like, inspirational place.
Yeah, I'd say here compared to home, it's definitely more collaborative. Whereas at home, it's like, I feel like sometimes people are like, not jealous, but it's like, oh yeah, all right, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well done. Whereas people here, you're like, oh, I've got this idea. Okay, great. Have you spoke to this person, this person, this person? They could help you get there.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a breath of fresh air, really.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably why a lot of people do come here and start their businesses like yourself.
Yeah.
Where do you see YachtDoYouWant in the next 5 years? Do you have a plan or is it just winging it?
Just winging it, mate. No, I'm joking. Focusing a lot more on the rest of the world, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Because I like to spend time out of Dubai. I love the experience on the boat, you know, in different parts of the world. There's so much to see out there. Dubai is incredible for the skylines, but there is a lack of nature. I want to push charters in regions that, you know, maybe haven't even been done before, like Papua New Guinea. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make things happen that can't normally happen.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be able to do that. But yeah, I think expanding.
Exciting. Well, Carmen, just before we finish, 0x Processing, I've got you a little gift.
Wow.
Our sponsor. It's a t-shirt.
Lovely.
It's got like a cool design on. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
No worries.
It's been amazing hearing about your journey. For those who don't, follow at YachtDoYouWant on Instagram, Twitter, anywhere else? Facebook, there we go. And yacht owners, if you're in the regions Carmen's mentioned, you know, Saudi, Oman, you know, Europe, please get in contact with her. She's so good at her job and she could definitely help you expand for sure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.